Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, we do have some breaking news to tell you about. State police confirm a man was stabbed tonight in Winterport. Police say it happened around 8:40 p.m. State police and the Waldo County Sheriff's Office responded to the reported stabbing on Main Street in Winterport. Now, the victim was transported to a local hospital, but there is no word on the extent of his injuries. We will bring you any updates as we get them.
And in the meantime, the Penobscot County grand jury indicted 3 people in connection with a shooting at the Half Acre nightclub in Bangor back in April. 33-year-old Edward Evans of the Bronx, New York, and 28-year-old Emil Evans of Augusta, who are brothers, were both indicted on assault charges. Emil was also indicted for criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon. Edward was indicted on additional charges of elevated aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. 36-year-old Andre Dixon of Bangor was also indicted in connection with the April shooting at the nightclub. He was indicted on charges of reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon, as well as criminal mischief.
Also indicted was a woman accused of burning her boyfriend's home to the ground. 44-year-old Kelly Giles of Carroll Plantation was indicted for arson and criminal mischief. And a Bangor mother accused of giving Narcan to revive her 2-year-old child was also indicted. 28-year-old Jessica Shepard was arrested by Bangor police for allegedly leaving fentanyl out in her home. According to court testimony, the child consumed it and overdosed. Shepard was indicted for domestic violence, reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon, and endangering the welfare of a child. Well, a Lowell, Massachusetts man and another individual were arrested Wednesday at the Hollywood Slots Casino in Bangor in connection with the alleged distribution of fentanyl throughout the greater Bangor area. One of them was also charged with contributing to the overdose death of a woman in Bangor back in 2021. According to the Maine Department of Public Safety, the arrests come after a 2-year joint investigation by the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency, Bangor Police Department, and U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration after identifying a suspected source of fentanyl contributed to that 2021 overdose death. Authorities say 26-year-old Lawrence Camillo of Lowell and others traveled to Maine and stayed at local hotels in the greater Bangor area. Camillo would allegedly distribute fentanyl to local drug users. On Wednesday, around 10:30 p.m., MDEA agents and Bangor PD executed 2 search warrants for rooms at the Hollywood Slots Casino, where Camillo and an associate were staying. They seized approximately 670 grams of fentanyl, 110 grams of cocaine, and $14,000 in suspected drug proceeds. The estimated street value of those drugs, approximately $75,000.
A truck driver is expected to accept responsibility for causing the death of a state police detective who was struck by a dislodged tire. Detective Ben Campbell was headed to a training event when he stopped to help a driver in a snowstorm along I-95 on April 2019. He was fatally injured when a tire fell off a truck driven by Scott Willett and hit him. The state police previously suspended the license of a mechanic who inspected that truck. Willett has reached a plea agreement and is due in court on August 19th.
A man charged with scamming more than $100,000 from multiple victims through his home repair business entered a plea in court today. Tony Glidden, who was arrested in 2021 and charged with theft by deception, was scheduled for a bail revocation hearing at Kennebec County Superior Court before it was announced that he would be entering a plea instead. Glidden pleaded guilty to all charges brought against him. Assistant Attorney General Suzanne Russell read the state's evidence of Glidden's guilt, including various excuses and lies he told his victims as to why he couldn't fulfill the jobs he was hired to complete.
Limiting to a few of the following: the weather, manpower, theft of equipment, death of an employee, theft by his employees. A lending company stole his money. He had no money to buy materials until he paid off the debt so he could get a loan. Another customer had not paid him. He had COVID. His worker stole his truck. He was behind with projects. He fell off a roof and broke his wrist.
A date for sentencing has not yet been set, but it is expected to take place later this summer.
Maine game wardens located a missing 2-year-old girl this morning after she wandered away from a campsite in Piscataquis County overnight. Inland Fisheries and Wildlife spokesperson Mark Lottie says the girl was last seen sleeping in her family's camper at the Joe Mary Lake campground around 2 a.m. Thursday morning. When the family woke up around 7, their daughter was missing and the camper door was open. Lottie says the family called 911 and several agencies converged to the campground to assist with the search, including game wardens, forest rangers, state police, marine patrol officers, and Penobscot County Sheriff's officers. Game warden Tyler Leach was searching one of the camp's parking areas when he noticed the girl holding her blanket and sitting on top of a nearby brush pile. Leach, who is a father himself, was able to talk to the girl and comfort her before picking her up and bringing her back to her parents at the campsite. The girl was evaluated and did not need any medical care despite spending most of the night in the woods.
Augusta police are investigating a crash involving 2 pedestrians and 2 vehicles. It happened about 6 p.m. Wednesday night on Western Avenue in the area of Crossings Way. Deputy Chief Kevin Lully says a Honda SUV driven by 23-year-old Aaron Smith of Clinton was just taking off after being stopped in traffic when it was hit from behind. 54-year-old Jennifer Keene of Augusta was driving the Toyota SUV that hit Smith's vehicle and then struck 2 pedestrians. Lully says several of the people involved in the crash were transported to the hospital with injuries. Details, though, are still being investigated, and if you have any information about the crash, you're asked to contact the Augusta Police Department.
Maine's Catholic Diocese says it is returning a priest to active ministry after an investigation into allegations of sexual abuse. The Diocese of Portland said on Wednesday its investigation into Reverend Robert Valancourt took a year and centered on claims of sexual abuse in the 1980s. The diocese said in a statement that the allegations were, quote, determined to be unfounded. It also said Valancourt has not received a new assignment from the diocese yet. Valancourt formerly led St. Brendan, the Navigator Parish, which oversees churches in Belfast, Rockland, and Camden on the mainland and on 3 islands, Islesboro, Vinyl Haven, and North Haven.
Well, switching gears now, 2 young men from Slovakia are going door to door to help families with their education. Meet Matej and Matt. Both are college students from Europe selling educational books and apps with Southwestern Advantage. It's a summer internship that will help pay for their own education and the tools that they're selling the tools that parents can be looking for to help their kids in subjects like math. They'll also have baby books and advanced learning material for teenagers prepping for the SAT and ACT. They'll be visiting towns and cities around the area, including Bangor, Orono, Corinth, Holden, and many more. Neither of them actually represent any or are affiliated with any school, but you can check them out on Facebook with the hashtag Families for Education.
Senator Susan Collins' office announced nearly $90 million in proposed federal funding has been secured to support various projects and organizations in Maine. The secured funding includes $66 million for Maine road and pedestrian safety projects in the draft fiscal year 2023 Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development Appropriations Bill. $8 million has been secured for the University of Maine to address PFAS contamination in the draft 2023 Commerce, Justice, and Science, as well as the Agriculture Appropriations Bills. Nearly $6.2 million was secured for UMaine to conduct tick-borne disease research from the draft Agriculture, Interior, and Environment and Health and Human Services Appropriations Bills. The bills, which were officially released by the full Senate Appropriations Committee today, must still be voted upon by the full Senate and House. And for more information on other proposed funding that's been secured, you can visit our website, foxbangor.com.
Definitely, I don't think you can put too much effort into investigating tick-borne disease with how the tick population has flourished in the state of Maine and New England, definitely one of the hardest hit regions when it comes to tick-borne disease. And because some of the symptoms can be so ambiguous, it can be really hard to detect unless you see that rash.
A lot of people might not even know that they have it. In the case of my dad, too, he ended up having it later in life, and the doctor said, well, it actually looks like you had it prior to this, too, and so he had never known. Definitely an area that more research is needed.
Absolutely. And the hot and muggy weather is certainly not impeding the tick population.
Not at all.
That is for sure. And with a little bit more what we can expect weather-wise, let's take a first look at our forecast.
Thank you, Beth. Your first weather is brought to you by Saliba Rug Cleaners. Saliba Rug Cleaners is Maine's largest rug cleaner destination for over 70 years. Looking at the weather now, we can see a big low-pressure system is moving through our area. We have a big storm that just passed through Quebec, and we're going to get the showers and thunderstorms just south of it into the Bangor area later into tonight. So looking at the temperatures tomorrow morning, Bangor is going to be sitting at a cool 68 degrees. Just a little south will be a little cooler at 65 near Bar Harbor. It will be pretty cool in the morning, but throughout the midday it should warm up. So looking at the overnight planner, we can see we're in the upper 60s throughout most of the night with the showers moving through. But as we get into the morning, it should be partly cloudy and a beautiful day. Back to you, Beth.
Alrighty then, thanks so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, how a tree disease spreading across the state is causing major concerns now in the town of Castine.
And how Skowhegan is receiving new money for their River Park project. We'll have those stories and more local news after this.
Make more good in the all-new Sportage X Pro. Kia, movement that inspires.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
Now is the best time to get a great deal on a vehicle at #1 Van Sickle Kia. We have a great selection of quality pre-owned vehicles with payments and prices for every budget. Plus, we'll pay you top dollar for your late model vehicle, even if you don't buy from us. There's never been a better time to buy, sell, or trade at Van Sickle Kia.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
What could possibly be better than our annual tent sale? Wait a minute, I have a better idea. How about a no tent sale?
He's right. Dorsey's has scoured their warehouses and suppliers for discontinued, slightly damaged, one-of-a-kind furniture and mattresses. You'll find great tent sale discounts of up to 50% off throughout our showroom. They save the cost of the tent, security, and weather damage and pass the savings on to you. Genius.
It's simple. Less cost for us, more savings for you, my friend.
The baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. All new Friday Night SmackDown at 8 Eastern on Fox.
Make more good in the all-new Sportage X Pro. Kia, movement that inspires.
Good morning, Maine. I'm Joe Cortez. Coming up on today's show, sports will have all your local coverage, and the Patriots are back in season. Devin Bakes will have your full 5-day forecast, and Howard will be visiting the carnival for one last time, getting a quick and easy recipe for you to try out at home. This and more. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back. Congresswoman Shelley Pingree met with members of the House Agriculture Committee as well as hemp production stakeholders in Washington today at an Agriculture Committee hearing regarding the USDA's hemp production program. At the hearing, Pingree highlighted the importance of her Hemp Advancement Act, which she introduced back in February. The legislation is designed to improve the 2018 Farm Bill's hemp provisions and provide greater clarity to those who grow and process hemp. The 2018 Farm Bill declassified hemp as a controlled substance, allowing legal production of the plant, which is now commonly used for products like rope, textiles, paper, and CBD products. Pingree focused on the restrictions that are holding back Maine farmers who want to produce hemp.
The other thing that we're working on in the Hemp Advancement Act is to raise the allowable THC threshold for hemp and the in-process hemp extract to make the rules more workable for growers and processors, also ensuring that final hemp products sold to consumers aren't intoxicating.
Republican leader and ranking member of the House Agricultural Committee, Glenn Thompson, said in part, quote, "This is among our first hearings on this commodity, which is amazing given the work that we did. It's so long overdue," end quote.
Well, a new report shows Maine is on pace to meet its greenhouse gas reduction goals. The 9th annual report from the Maine Department of Environmental Protection found that as of 2019, gross greenhouse gas emissions in Maine were 25% lower than 1990 levels. That surpasses the state's goal of 10%. Now, with continued progress in reducing those emissions, the report indicates Maine is well positioned to meet its goal of carbon neutrality by 2045, which was recently added to state law.
A tree disease spreading across the state is causing major concerns in the town of Castine. Our Matthew Dronsick has more.
Dutch elm disease is taking control of American elm trees across the state of Maine, but no town has been affected more than Castine.
We have had an increase in incidence of Dutch elm disease here in town this year, with over 30 trees affected.
According to Maine Forest Service pathologist Aaron Bergdahl, the disease was first found in the United States in 1930 and has killed more than 30 million trees. It's caused by an invasive fungi that is spread by elm bark beetles, which ultimately forces the tree to suffocate and die. Bergdahl is seeing a much faster rate of transmission of the disease this year compared to last year.
Dutch elm disease seems to be spreading quite rapidly this year especially, and I think some of the symptoms of Dutch elm disease appear to be developing quite rapidly this year, probably because we're in a little bit of a drought right now.
In response to the growing problem, the town of Castine inoculates its elm trees with an injectable fungicide every 3 years. But to Tenney, the problem seems to be with the private owners who haven't treated their elm trees.
Those trees that are not treated, mostly private trees, are vulnerable to the disease. So it is incumbent upon homeowners or property owners with important trees to treat their trees should they wish to.
Although many of the town's elm trees are treated, Bergdahl says there's still a chance they can get the disease.
Any elm tree out in the landscape has the possibility of getting Dutch elm disease because it's those elms that are on the roadsides and field edges that kind of harbor the disease that will spread to elms in people's yards.
Reporting from Castine, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, the Kremlin is warning negotiations need to be without fanfare on President Biden's offer to give back a notorious arms dealer in exchange for Americans Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan.
And President Biden held talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping discussing a range of critical issues. We'll have more after the break.
Many states have a tax-free weekend. Well, we thought you should save too. Right now, get 15% off everything, or get up to 60 months no interest.
Experience the difference at Jordan's.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. If the weather is bad, see Rowell's Garage for a late model SUV or truck. When the weather is warm and sunny, they will find you a convertible, and they also service what they sell. Keep your vehicle looking new with Rowell's Car Wash.
The signs of summer are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field. And a day at the lake brings the family together. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort, serving northern Maine to Portland. With the push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever summer brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
Incubus. Live. August 7th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. One incredible night with Incubus. With special guests, Sublime with Rome and the Aqua Dolls. Incubus, on sale now. Buy tickets at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Part of the Varney Insurance Concert Series.
Join us at Fairmont Market in Bangor for hand-tossed pizza, sandwiches, salads, and much more. Serving our community since 1925. Fairmont Market is proof that great customer service and delicious food stand the test of time. Open 7 days a week.
We are the first family of country music. Protecting the legacy no matter what happens.
Your mama didn't become an icon by playing nice.
You don't think I can continue her legacy? Just watch.
This family's hanging on to a lot of secrets.
You are scared of the truth.
Never a dull moment.
No grave can hold my body down.
Many states have a tax-free weekend, so we got to thinking, why wait when you can save even more? Right now, get 15% off everything or get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
The U.S. and China are trying to simmer tensions with a phone call. President Biden spoke with Chinese President Xi Jinping on several key issues, including Taiwan. The island is at the forefront of political discussions right now because House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is reportedly planning a trip there soon. Fox's Laura Engel has more details.
During a time of rising tensions with China, President Biden held a call with President Xi Jinping at the White House Thursday to discuss some of the biggest challenges facing their two countries.
President Biden has known President Xi for about 4 decades. This is a relationship that they've had for some time. And again, it was a direct, straightforward conversation.
A readout of the call from the White House revealed President Biden told Xi U.S. policy on Taiwan has not changed. Beijing claims the island as part of its territory. Top U.S. military officials continue to express growing concern about China's aggressive actions in the region and fears of an invasion run high. China said Xi warned, quote, those who play with fire will perish by it.
What we're dealing with is a very ambitious and aggressive leader. We haven't had anything like this since Mao Zedong.
Support for Taiwan reaches both sides of the aisle in Congress. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is considering a possible trip to the island, but there are concerns for her safety and whether China will retaliate. Lawmakers believe if she backs down, it would hurt the United States' credibility.
If she does not go, it really sends the message that the Chinese government, not the American government, gets to decide America's national security posture and concerns in the South China Seas. And I think that would be disastrous.
A senior administration official revealed President Biden and President Xi are exploring the idea of meeting in person. Laura Engel, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the Kremlin is warning negotiations need to be without fanfare on President Biden's offer to give back a notorious arms dealer in exchange for Americans Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan. Fox's Greg Palcott has more.
Russian officials confirming today an offer has been made by the U.S. to swap WNBA star Griner and former Marine Whelan for, reportedly, Russian weapons trader Viktor Bout, but didn't say how close the two sides are, even whether talks between Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov and Secretary of State Blinken, proposed by Blinken, will happen. They did complain the U.S. was talking too much.
Such issues are discussed without any such release of information. Normally, the public learns about it when the agreements are already implemented.
In fact, this proposal has been an offer for weeks now. The U.S. trying to pressure Russian President Putin to end what it brands wrongful detention.
This is a horrifying practice that puts lives in the balance, and in cases it calls for extraordinary tactics and measures.
Amid more complaints about the U.S. giving up Bout, the so-called merchant of death had dealings with dictators, rebels, and militias around the world, including reportedly the Taliban. Some say this deal sets a dangerous precedent.
This is not a good trade. It's not the right path forward.
Still, for supporters of Griner facing a possible 10 years in Russian prison, and Whelan just 2 years into a 16-year sentence, President Biden's dangerous deal is worth doing.
It's a hard call, and fortunately, I'm not the president of the United States. But if the president makes that difficult decision, I would absolutely support Paul's release.
Late today, the spokesperson for Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov said he would, in fact, consider Biden's request for that call when he has time. His schedule now said to be busy. Tell that to the Americans locked up. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Well, masks are on the minds of many Americans as COVID-19 numbers trend upward in several states. Fox's Jonathan Seary has more.
Roughly 90% of the U.S. population is living in communities with medium or high COVID risk, but you can expect a patchwork of responses across the country.
Snowflake weepies.
That's how one Los Angeles County supervisor described critics of face masks as the board discussed the possible return of an indoor mandate.
I don't hear them writing me about shoes, which are actually more oppressive to your feet than wearing a mask on your face.
This evening, LA County decided to hold off on a mandate for now, saying infection rates and hospitalizations there are trending in the right direction. Instead, they will strongly recommend people wear masks indoors, something local business leaders had been advocating.
Let's educate on all the best practices and protocols and encourage everyone to step it up. But let's not trample on people's choice of how they want to navigate this.
This week, a federal appeals court upheld Texas Governor Greg Abbott's executive order banning school mask mandates against a challenge from families of 7 children with underlying medical conditions. Judge Andrew Oldham explains it is plainly within the state's power to remove one possible accommodation from consideration so long as other reasonable options remain. Nationally, new COVID cases are averaging more than 143,000 per day, according to Johns Hopkins University. That's likely an undercount now that many people test at home. Hospitalizations are also increasing, but at 44,000, they remain a fraction of what they were during similar surges in cases. For communities with high COVID risk, federal health officials recommend indoor masking, but defer to state and local governments on how to make it happen. Here in Georgia, several school districts are requiring employees to wear face masks, but a new state law prevents them from requiring students to do the same. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
The president scored a victory when West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin agreed to a deal on a revived Build Back Better spending plan. Republicans are already slamming the bill, calling it Build Back Broke, and saying it will devastate American families and businesses. Meanwhile, Democrats fear the president may have to abandon support for another core issue, gay marriage. Fox's Aisha Hasni has the latest from Capitol Hill.
I've never been in reverse in my lifetime.
A defiant Senator Joe Manchin firing back at accusations that he flip-flopped when he brokered a $740 billion drug, energy, and tax deal with Senate Leader Chuck Schumer. The pair says by increasing the corporate tax rate, reforming prescription drug pricing, and expanding IRS enforcement, the package will reduce the deficit by $300 billion. It also invests $369 billion in climate change provisions, including expanding the $7,500 tax credits for new electric car purchases. Republicans say it'll only add to out-of-control inflation.
A reckless taxing and spending spree that will delight the far left and hammer working families even harder.
I know I'm not adding to inflation.
While Democrats rejoice, some quietly fear the surprise deal could cost other items on their agenda. Last night, a procedural vote on legislation to help veterans exposed to burn pits shockingly failed. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell says Republicans want to vote on an amendment to cap future expenditures.
This is total bull. This is the worst form of over-politicization.
They haven't met a war they won't sign up for, and they haven't met a veteran they won't screw over.
Some Democrats wonder if they may have also lost GOP support for a gay marriage bill. And House Republicans attempted to block the $250 billion CHIPS Plus bill and apply pressure on vulnerable Democrats after what appears to be Manchin outmaneuvering McConnell, who only voted for that bill after Manchin previously backed away from climate spending.
And all of this comes as Senator Manchin is still out sick with COVID, and now the number 2 Democrat in the Senate, Senator Dick Durbin, is also positive. Senator Schumer, though, telling reporters that they will persevere, and he hopes to bring this bill to a vote on the Senate floor next week. On Capitol Hill, I'm Aisha Hasni, Fox News.
Well, for the last 6 months, the U.S. economy has been contracting, and it's what we learned Thursday with the newest quarterly GDP report. While many economists define this as a recession, the White House is pointing to other factors, saying it's a transition. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
There's no doubt we expect growth to be slower than last year.
Despite that slowdown in the economy for a second straight quarter, President Biden and his team are avoiding the term recession.
If you look at our job market, consumer spending, business investment, we see signs of economic progress in the second quarter as well.
The gross domestic product report estimates a 0.9% decrease in the economy. Last quarter dropped 1.6%.
This report indicates an economy that is transitioning to more steady, sustainable growth.
Republicans accuse the administration of playing with definitions.
You rather redefine a recession than restore a healthy economy? If you're not willing to be honest to the American people, get out of the way and let somebody else lead.
From the White House, the president threw his weight behind a bill to fight inflation. It also allocates money toward climate issues, lowering healthcare costs, and energy security.
It's a big deal. This bill will reduce inflationary pressures on the economy.
However, Republicans say too much government spending is hurting the economy.
This is a terrible bill, and we have to stop it. This bill is going to fuel even more inflation.
The president says the Inflation Reduction Act is similar to his so far unsuccessful Build Back Better bill, except this one should have enough support to pass, including Senator Joe Manchin. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, Together Place in Bangor announces the winners of its annual Periscope writing contest.
And in sports, Maine football is just a week away from the start of training camp. So where do the Black Bears rank in the latest preseason poll? We'll be right back.
This is where legends are made. This is the NHRA.
The NHRA, Northwest National, Seattle, Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Think easier, like, come on, what can I do to help you, man?
Yes! Yes! Get out!
Andy!
Get out of my room! Get out!
You're not lying. I didn't say anything. Yes, you did. What did you say? I didn't.
A day to remember. Live. Just some shows. Maine Savings Amphitheater. One night only, August 3rd. With special guests, Beartooth and Bad Omens. A day to remember. Tickets on sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. New album, You're Welcome, out now.
Hey, Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Twin City Tint in Brewer, Comfort Shoes and More in Newport, Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Omicron, the subvariants BA4 and BA5 make up about 95% of COVID cases nationwide. Now, Pfizer is developing plans to release vaccines targeting those strains in the next few months. We turn again to Fox's Jonathan Seri, who has more.
Omicron subvariants continue to fuel a spike in COVID cases in parts of the country. The surge has prompted school districts here in Atlanta and Louisville to require masks for either students or staff. This week, Los Angeles County health officials also weighed the merits of reinstating indoor mask mandates. But some say masking should be an individual decision.
There's no judgment. If somebody wants to wear a mask, of course. And if you feel vulnerable, wear a mask. And if you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask.
Meanwhile, Pfizer said Thursday that it's aiming to distribute booster shots for Omicron subvariants BA1, 4, and 5 this fall. The announcement comes as health experts warn of vaccine fatigue. According to the CDC, less than 50% of fully vaccinated Americans have gotten boosted.
So two main reasons: awareness and access. I think we've done a great job with the initial vaccine in terms of awareness among seniors and also access. That has changed with the booster.
And new research highlights the long-term effects of COVID-19. Analysis from the British Medical Association finds about 5% of people who contracted the virus have suffered from a prolonged loss of taste or smell. That's about 27 million people worldwide. Researchers say women were less likely to recover the senses than men. About 3/4 of those affected regained their sense of taste and smell within a month. In Atlanta, Jonathan Siri, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the town of Skowhegan just got a large grant to put toward its Skowhegan River Park project. Our Dylan Holloway spoke to a member of the Skowhegan River Park Committee and gives us details.
The town of Skowhegan is aiming to boost its outdoor recreation capabilities and local tourism industry by constructing the Skowhegan River Park. River Park Committee member Christina Cannon says the project has been in the works for about 20 years.
So the plan is to actually add access on both sides of the river. There will be a set of stairs in from downtown, and then an ADA access ramp and a trail from the other side of the river into the gorge.
Cannon says the town of Skowhegan was recently awarded a grant of $4.9 million from the Economic Development Administration to put toward the River Park plan. She says the project will boost the whitewater rapids, allowing for surfing, paddling, and much more.
We are planning on putting 2 wave features in right here in our downtown river gorge, and then eventually likely a 3rd one down at the mouth of the gorge near the Big Eddy.
Cannon says the town of Skowhegan and the organization Main Street Skowhegan will be contributing funds to the program as well.
The fact that we are, putting in a river park that's going to bring paddlers, but also spectators, and we're going to host festivals and competitions right in our downtown, will impact things locally and benefit our local businesses.
According to Cannon, the hope is to construct the in-river features next summer. For more information on the Skowhegan River Park, go to runofriver.org. Reporting from Skowhegan, I'm Dylan Holloway for ABC7 and Fox 22.
Well, the Together Place in Bangor has announced the winners of its annual Periscope writing contest. Those who participated could write a poem, story, or essay, with the winners getting their entries published by Pro Libris Books. First prize in the contest, it was $250, second prize $125, and third prize $100. Kristen Shawnley won this year's contest with her poem Patchwork and says she is ready to see her work published.
I'm very excited about it. Hopefully, it's going to be out there in the state of Maine. Hopefully other recovery centers will be aware of the chapbook.
Shawnley and the 2 other winners gathered at the Together Place for an award ceremony Thursday evening, where they had the opportunity to share their work.
And always great to see the arts being supported in our communities as well.
Yeah, and used in a special way, as that clearly is being used, for
definitely.
sure. All right, well, Chase Raponiak is coming back with our full 5-day. Stay with us.
All right, we had some sunny weather and warm temperatures out there today, but as you can see, we have some showers and thunderstorms moving into our area. When will that arrive? We'll have that coming right up.
Sometimes big truck accidents can result in big case settlements. These are just some of the big case results I fought to get my clients. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming.
with a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
Shark Locker and Margaritaville Tequila present Jimmy Buffett of the Coral Reefer Band. Life on the Flip Side Tour 2022 Redux. One night only at Main Savings Amphitheater, August 2nd. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band, August 2nd. Presented by Margaritaville Tequila and Landshark Lager.
Your son is sick. I can help you. Wipe everything clean.
I did what I did to save my son. But this is not who I am.
The Cleaning Lady. Watch the entire first season before new episodes this fall.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
All right, welcome back. Your main weather is brought to you by Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales in Hancock. Stop in and see Tony and Nicole, where every vehicle comes with a complimentary 6-month, 6,000-mile major component coverage plan. Come buy your vehicle the Fairway. It's more than just a tagline. It's the way they do business. All right, let's get into the weather right now. We have a low pressure system in Canada that's bringing a strong cold front that's going to move right through our area. It's going to hit Quebec, and then right now it's about to hit Bangor and Maine. So let's take a closer look at that. We can see the strong line of thunderstorms that's going to come right into our area right now, and they just formed right there, and then Bangor is going to get hit just soon. So please be prepared for some rain, some scattered showers and thunderstorms coming your way tonight. So looking at the future forecast, we can see the scattered showers move in throughout tonight, some that come in Friday morning, and then we have a big area of rain just south of Bangor that's going to come and hit the coast Saturday morning. So it seems like the next few days are going to be pretty wet out there for Bangor. Be prepared for that rain coming in. Looking at the temperatures right now, we're sitting at, Bangor sitting at 71. It's like the perfect temperature out there for you right now. So if you're outside, I bet you're enjoying the weather. As we move into tomorrow morning, we're going to see the temperatures rise just a little bit. In Bangor, it's going to be 79 already by 8 a.m., so it's going to be hot there tomorrow. So be prepared for the heat coming in the midday. Moving on, we're going to see the wind speeds right now. And just Bangor seems to have the strongest winds, 13 miles per hour coming from the north. All around that seems to be pretty calm. Up by Clayton Lake, it's actually 0 mile per hour, so it's actually very calm over there. So pretty nice night for you guys out there right now. Continuing on, we've got the muggy meter. We're going to see how the humidity is out there. It plummeted just before this rain comes in tonight. It's going to be pretty comfortable out there throughout the whole weekend. And then once you get into Monday, it's going to rise a little bit, and it's going to start getting a little bit more muggy and humid out there. So be prepared for that. Looking into tonight's forecast, we have a low of 66. Those showers and thunderstorms are going to be moving in, and some may be strong, so be prepared for those storms. Looking into tomorrow's forecast, we have a high of 86. It's going to be partly cloudy, and we got that slight rain chance coming in with those scattered showers, and the southwest winds moving 5 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at the extended forecast, we're going to see tonight we have a low of 61 and those showers moving through. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday seem to be mostly sunny, and then Tuesday there's another chance for some thunderstorms moving in. Beth?
Alrighty, Chase, thanks so much.
Yeah, things looking pretty warm, pretty good, but good to get that rain overnight tonight.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need that, so for sure.
All right.
All good.
Sports coming up next. Stay with us.
Next up to bat for the next homies, Luke. Don't strike out this year when selling your home. Hit a home run. Get Luked and get sold with Next Home Experience today.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
What could possibly be better than our annual tent sale? Wait a minute, I have a better idea. How about a no tent tent sale?
He's right. Dorsey's has scoured their warehouses and suppliers for discontinued, slightly damaged, one-of-a-kind furniture and mattresses. You'll find great tent sale discounts of up to 50% off throughout our showroom. They save the cost of the tent, security, and weather damage and pass the savings on to you. Genius.
It's simple. Less cost for us, more savings for you, my friend.
Steve Harvey powers the X Team.
If roles were reversed, what might a turkey do to you on Thanksgiving?
Eat my drumstick. Loaded with X Team confidence.
Some men are shaped like what kind of nut?
Nutcracker.
And X Team powers.
Fill in the blank. Blank daddy.
Hot dog.
You'll love the X Team.
Hot dog daddy.
On Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Maine football is less than a week away from starting up training camp for the 2022 season, as is the rest of the new-look Colonial Athletic Association, which held its annual media day on Thursday morning. Dave Peck has more.
Like the Colonial Athletic Association as a whole, the upcoming 2022 season ushers in a new era for Maine football.
Being able to change with the times of college football is important, whether it's recruiting or how the conference is structured. It's important to be able to adapt within that.
The CAA enters the fall void of its perennial powerhouse. But as James Madison shifts rank, Hampton and Monmouth enter the fold amid an ever-changing NCAA landscape.
Just like every conference in the country right now, we will continue to be vigilant as it relates to membership decisions and continue to make decisions that are in the best interest of the conference going forward.
Of course, the man calling the shots in Orono is first-year head coach Jordan Stevens. And beyond the obvious culture shift, his focus is on bolstering a black hole defense, ranked 10th in scoring last season.
We're really looking defensively to be a defense that's physical, number one. We play fast, we play together. That's been those three things are what we've echoed to the players.
And at the core of that unit is linebacker Adrian Otero, the latest member of Maine's hallowed number 6 legacy.
Players that had it, have come to me and, talked to me about it. And, it means a lot to take this, big number and this big leadership role.
As for the offense, the Black Bears ranked 4th in points scored last season, falling between quarterbacks Derek Robertson and Joe Fagnano, who missed 7 games due to injury.
I'm back to 100%. I think, the coaches did a really nice job just helping me get back. And then for this season, that's in the past. I'm ready to get going. Excited to, with the team around me, the new coaching staff.
Now entering the year, the preseason polls have Maine ranked 8th out of 13, but it's a measurement Stevens likely won't lose any sleep over.
Not really our focus at this point. Our focus is on the start of camp next week and getting better fundamentally, getting better from a physical standpoint this preseason. And we feel like if we take care of what we can control, things will fall where they need to this season.
Reporting from Bangor, Dave Peck, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you for that, Dave. Looking forward to covering the Black Bears this season. Looking forward to football season as a whole. All right, let's head to some basketball news now. Former Edward Little standout and Maine men's basketball player Troy Barnes is continuing his pro basketball career. Barnes is heading into year 12 of pro hoops overseas and year 2 with his squad from Estonia last season, the Estonian champs, according to this tweet from Barnes. He'll be playing with them in the Basketball Champions League qualifiers and their FIBA Europe Cup season. Barnes played with Maine for 4 seasons during his college days before turning pro in 2011 in Turkey, and he is still at it to this day. All right, back to some football now. In pro football, day 2 of Pat's camp on Thursday, just about 45 days until their week 1 game against Miami. I can't wait personally, but the talk of camp in day 2 was former Dolphin Devontae Parker and Mac Jones, a second-year quarterback. He got a lot of praise from Bill Belichick at the start of camp. As for Jones' new weapon, Parker, the two had a great connection again, with Parker catching a few touchdowns in 7-on-7 and 11s. Again, it's only day 2 and no pads yet, so while Parker has been impressive so far, Belichick says they are just taking it day by day.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have him, and he had a good spring.
we'll just take it day by day here and, not try to evaluate guys based on one play or one practice or one period. But there's going to be a lot of football played, and, we'll see how things turn out over an extended period of time.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. That's all about, have fun, come out here with your brothers and working hard every day. I'm just hoping to bring, energy, just come out there and play hard as I can and, do what I can to help the team.
Looking forward to seeing that connection on the gridiron this year. To baseball news now. A couple of years ago, Andrew Benintendi, or Benny Biceps, was a fan favorite at Fenway Park, but the fans will probably have a different attitude about him next time he shows up in Boston in pinstripes. The Yankees traded for the Royals all-star outfielder on Wednesday, but there's a few question marks. Benny is unvaccinated, so he won't be able to play in any of the Yankees' remaining games in Toronto against the Blue Jays, if that doesn't change, but he is tearing it up this year. I miss him in a Sox uniform. Definitely a good pickup for New York. All right, moving on over to Fenway Park. It really started as a great night for baseball in Boston on Thursday. Fenway Park, just a beautiful scene tonight. I wish I was there. We're going to go right to the fourth inning. Cutter Crawford had been dominant, but Jose Ramirez gets into this one and just wraps it around the pesky pole. They're going to review it, but that ball is, unfortunately, a home run. There you go. Crawford not happy. To the sixth we go now. Xander Bogaerts up with 2 on and 2 strikes. And this one, into the monster seats, a hanging slider from McKenzie, taken all the way over the left field wall. And the Sox take a 3-1 lead now in the sixth inning. To the ninth we go. 4-2, rain coming down, but Garrick Whitlock gets the grounder, fires to first for the save. Sox win one. Hey, they win one. Second win since the break. 4-2 is the final. Alrighty, that is sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Many states have a tax-free weekend. Well, we thought you should save too. Right now, get 15% off everything, or get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Why do thousands of customers take the drive to Newport for all their shoes? Because Comfort Shoes and More has the styles you want, and they also have trained podorthists on staff to help you with all your footwear and arch support issues. We provide free foot evaluations by people who care about fitting you with the most comfortable shoes you will ever own. We have shoes in stock up to 6E and size 17, from safety shoes and boots, running, walking, casual or dress. We have it all at Comfort Shoes and More, 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport, across from Irving.
Make the most of your waterfront with a ShoreMaster dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. ShoreMaster docks and boat lifts have been the trusted choice for decades. When you choose ShoreMaster, you get the expert product knowledge and first-class service you've come to expect from Hammond Lumber. Hammond is the country's largest stocking dealer of ShoreMaster products, so you don't have to wait to get the dock system you want. And Hammond offers statewide delivery and professional service after the sale. Get started on your dream waterfront today with ShoreMaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
I heard about you. You're that smart kid.
Young Sheldon, boy genius on Origin Story.
Yes, that's me.
A small-town boy.
Young man. Yes, you.
With supersonic hearing. Visionary vision.
Cheeky little Miwan, you know you don't belong there.
And a heightened sense of smell.
Ew. Put your shoes back on.
Young Sheldon 5 times a week.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
You can't smell this.
Yes, I can.
Not all states have a tax-free weekend. That doesn't seem right. So come into Jordan's and get 15% off everything right now, or get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the difference at Jordan's.
This year, there's a whole new season to love what we love.
Burnouts, winning, racing.
I am NASCAR.
A popular game show makes an announcement, an action legend takes on a superhero role, and more. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with the latest from the Hollywood Nation.
Hope you guys are ready for this.
Yankovic gets a date, Mendez takes time off, and Jeopardy makes it official in the Hollywood Nation.
The category for Final Jeopardy is
Mayim Bialik and Ken Jennings will remain the hosts of Jeopardy. The quiz show announced long-term deals with the duo to be permanent replacements for the late Alex Trebek. Jennings will start season 39 in September. Bialik takes over in January.
You never know how good you have it.
Shawn Mendes is prioritizing his mental health and canceled the rest of his Wonder World Tour. The Grammy-nominated pop singer initially planned to postpone 3 weeks' worth of shows earlier this month to focus on his mental health. But on social media Wednesday, Mendes told fans he needs more time so he can feel grounded and come back stronger.
Anyone got an accordion?
Weird, the Al Yankovic story will debut in just a few months. The Roku channel announced the biopic featuring Daniel Radcliffe as the Grammy-winning parody artist will premiere November 4th.
The wooden boy with the borrowed soul.
Today's first looks include a teaser for Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. The stop-motion animated musical is a reimagining of the classic tale about the famous wooden marionette on an adventure to find his place in the world. It premieres on Netflix this December.
I found him, Samaritan.
And Sylvester Stallone comes out of retirement in the trailer to Prime Video's upcoming film Samaritan. The action legend plays a retired superhero who returns to help a young boy while fighting crime after disappearing 25 years ago.
Really?
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Finally tonight, here's a glass of whiskey you can feel good about drinking. Tamworth Distilling in New Hampshire is cooking up its latest whiskey with green crabs. The sea creatures reportedly made their way to New Hampshire on sailing ships 200 years ago, but are an invasive species hurting the native wildlife. In the past, green crab populations would be kept low by the freezing cold water, but due to warming water temperatures, they're helping those populations soar. The distillery is starting the conversation now about the environment and invasive species, all by creating the House of Tamworth Crab Trapper green crab flavored whiskey.
They didn't evolve in our ecosystem, so they devour lots and lots of bivalves and other crabs such as scallops and oysters, and they're damaging the ecosystem for those type of marine products. Most people have is the yuck factor, the gross out factor. However, once they smell and taste the whiskey, it totally changes their opinion.
Well, lots of people are seemingly looking past that initial yuck factor. Robinson says their Crab Trapper blend has gone viral, and it's been hard to keep up with demand. Very interesting to see my home state of New Hampshire doing something like this.
Yeah.
I kind of want to try it. I mean, for a lot of people, whiskey is gross to begin with, but I want to see what that tastes like.
I mean, you have to think outside the box and maybe broaden your horizons a little bit, try something new. So why not? A little green crab whiskey. Good night.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.
Your personal information gets exposed so often, it might as well be hanging in a museum. Everyday activities like online shopping, banking, and even data breaches may expose your information and make it dangerously easy to have your identity stolen. No wonder there's a new victim every 3 seconds.
Someone stole my information and tried to buy a car in my name. Felt really devastating, frightened, because I had no control.
And the ways identity thieves can steal and use your information are constantly evolving.
Someone used my information to open up bank accounts in my name. It was terrifying, not knowing what was out there.
Today, when I think about it, I know I don't deserve forgiveness. Really, ultimately, it's 100% my fault. I'm the one to blame. But yeah, if you want to call me a con, I did wrong. My intent was not to harm anybody. Understand that I'm a miserable failure.